Art Cashin, Director of Floor Operations with UBS. We've got an expiration today. How's that going to affect early trading?
Well, it may wind up clouding the opening a little bit. You know, everybody is looking for what is a reaction after yesterday's sell-off. In fact, 2 days of selling. And I think this may cloud it a little bit. I think viewers are probably better served waiting to see the action between 10 o'clock and noon. Obviously, what happens in Cairo will be important. Last night going out, I heard a lot of people saying they didn't want to take on extra risk, knowing that Friday prayers would swell the crowds and their board.
So there really is concern about what's going on there, specific, I guess, to the canal and to oil prices, and then that impact, or just
primarily the canal and what it may do to global transit of shipping. It's an important area. And this has turned a little rougher than people remember.
You know, Art, you mentioned in your piece today the moving in the precious metals yesterday, and we're looking at some of these other cues like what's happening in the currency markets, almost as if it's some kind of array of related trades. Is there anything you think is driving equities in that front?
Well, what happened yesterday was very interesting. A lot of people, in fact, were trying to make it a connected trade. There was about a 20-minute gap between them. But if you step back and think about what happened, you had the dollar drop sharply, and you had not only the precious metals, but basically almost all commodities go up. Now, if you were in a classroom, the first reaction might be that's inflationary. Yet there's no sign of inflation anywhere around. And then you worry about Walmart and the consumers on the witness protection program, and we have something to worry about there.
Yeah. How do you square what the retailers have said with what retail sales have said?
Well, I think that this new, if you would, downbeat or this new concern might be a little fresher. You know, I heard you guys earlier talking about how do you compare it with home sales and auto sales, et cetera. And I think some of the Walmart data and other data might be relatively recent to that, and I think that's why they're reacting kind of late.
What should we be watching today of all the things that you like to keep an eye on?
Obviously, you're going to keep an eye on the yield on the 10-year and right. Keep the streets of Cairo in view, because I think that will be an influence, if nothing is more than backdrop.
Art, thanks for coming in. Art Cashin.